Well, hello, everybody. It's Teresa Sanderson. Hi, it's Friday evening. Woo! If you're like me,
Hi
you're
there. Hey.
excited. Woo! You're excited that you made it to the weekend. I know that I am. So as you pop in today, please feel free to say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. And I just want to take a minute. Most of you know, I'm sure, that I am a registered nurse, been in nursing for about 30 years. Oh my gosh. So I'm an old woman. But I've got a just some there's my dog back there. I've got something I want to share with nurses that there is a better way to do life as a nurse. And so I have been there and I know I can help you through that. So that is something that's on my heart to share with you today. So I'm just double checking to be sure that I'm showing up everywhere. So I have a couple of free gifts for you at the very end. So if you know somebody that's a nurse, this may be good for them too. If you're catching me on YouTube, be sure to click that subscribe button so you never miss anything from me. I do love to connect with all of you, and feel free to share my YouTube channel as well. So there you go. But so nurses, are you ready for a change? Are you feeling overwhelmed, overworked, burnout, all of that kind of thing, right? Haven't we all said it at some point in our career? Trust me, I'm a 30-year RN who, just totally succumbed to major depression in 2010, 2011. Took me 3 years to come back to work after that happened to me. So I know what it's like to be emotionally, physically, and otherwise exhausted. I know how hard it is to recover from that. And the good news is that through a lot of self care, a lot of therapy, and a lot of hard work, for me personally, I've been able to learn how to recover and come out of the depths. But my mission now is really to help other nurses avoid going there to begin with, okay? Because that is where we can have the biggest impact, is to help nurses who are feeling overwhelmed and on their way to burnout. Because you know what? We need nurses in the workforce, right? We need nurses now, probably more than ever, when a state of pandemic, but it has to be in a way that nurses can maintain their sanity, can maintain their sense of self-worth, their dignity, and also just be able to take care of themselves. So, something has to change. And what can we change? We can change ourselves, right? So we can change ourselves a lot quicker than the system can change. So that's a message I want to share with you tonight. So, for instance, my depression flared back up last August of 2020, after, the pandemic and some things going on within my family, just a lot of different stresses. So I had my first really big exacerbation of major depression. And again, plucked out of the workforce just immediately. Had one of those situations where in all of my career, I'd never done it, but I literally called in quit. And when I called, thank goodness I had this very understanding voice on the other end of the line who was more concerned about me taking care of myself than she was about my position. So I really, really thank that person. You know who you are. And just really rescued me. And I really thought at that point I would never, ever go back to nursing again. I thought, this is the second time this has happened to me. I don't think I'll ever go back. But thankfully, I recovered. And what took 3 years the first time took 3 weeks this time. Okay. But imagine 3 weeks. And so if you're a nurse who's finding yourself feeling overwhelmed, like you're on this hamster wheel and you just can't get off, and you've got too much on your plate, you're overwhelmed, you've got a sense of burnout, feeling unappreciated, right? Those things happen. I just want to encourage you that I had just a different experience within the last 6 months. And one of the things that I did was when I was away from my job in August, I started working creatively. I got involved in video marketing. So that's something I quickly just learned to love. And I learned to build a business around that from my home. Right. So who'd have thought I could dive into something totally different, use the creative side of my brain, and be able to earn some money from home. So that was an awesome, awesome thing to do. And so then I started teaching other gals how to do that as well. And so that's been really meaningful for me. But alongside that now, I also found, or it found me, a very unique nursing position in our local area that is actually working as a case manager within a dental clinic to help bridge the gap and integrate medical and dental. Found its way to me. And so I took that position. And what I found is the most life-giving experience in the workforce in all of my 30 years. I'm doing the work now that I dreamed of doing when I first graduated as a nurse all those years ago. And it's such a wonderful thing to be able to do it. But I also come to this position with a very different mindset myself. And so I am able to set boundaries for myself in the workplace. Okay. So I'm entrepreneurial, but I also have a job but I'm even entrepreneurial with my spirit in my job. So if you're a nurse who's struggling at work, ask for the things that you want and that you need. Okay. If you're a good performer, if you're a good nurse, right? Your manager, your nurse director is going to want to hear from you about what would make this more meaningful for you. Okay. So, for instance, I was able to talk with my new employer about this passion I have for natural wellness and ask if they would consider implementing an aromatherapy practice to help patients manage their stress and anxiety when they come to the dental clinic. Lo and behold, everybody's very interested in that. And I happen to be taking an aromatherapy course. So, this job that was already so unique and already so good for me is becoming kind of customized for me. And it's all for the asking. Now, I'm not saying that this can happen in every workplace, but we're doing ourselves a great disservice if we don't come to the table and talk to our leaders about the kind of things that would bring more meaning and purpose to the work that we're doing as a nurse already. Do you hear me on that? I think that's a really important message because just because this is the way we've always done it, don't you hate hearing that in nursing? I mean, I hate that phrase, but this is the way we've always done it isn't getting it, right? It's not getting it for anybody. It's not helpful. So, with all of that said, I want to encourage you to advocate for yourself in the workplace. We advocate a lot for our patients, our families, the caregivers, all of that. Advocate for you. All right. And if you are looking for something else, okay, know that I have a group where we talk about all this stuff here on Facebook, and there's a link to it in the comments. But I would love to help you either define what it is in your position that you might be able to add to it, or how to ask your leaders for those kind of things to see if there's any opportunity to make changes that would make your work more meaningful for you and cause you to be happier because you're fueling your own passion, right? And also, I have a lot of opportunities or several different opportunities for nurses who are entrepreneurial like me and who maybe want to start a side business or even a business that they can move in full time. I've been there, done that, and I have a lot of unique opportunities that I can talk with you about. And that may be helpful for you. I don't know, but you can check it all out. There's a link to my group. It's called From Startup to Profit in 90 Days. It's designed to help any entrepreneur take an idea or a thought and turn it into a profitable business within 90 days. I'm not saying you'll be a millionaire in 90 days, but you will turn a profit, right? And that is where it all begins. Lastly, I have 2 free CE courses coming out at the end of this month, and there's a link to claim yours below this video as well. So if you're catching this, you'd like to get a couple of CE credits to help you de-stress, you can definitely just fill out the quick form there, click the link, fill it out, get yourself registered, and claim your 2 free CEs. There's the name of my group there, From Startup to Profit in 90 Days. Love to see you in there, help you in any way that I can. And again, if you are not following me yet on YouTube, go on over to YouTube, find me, Teresa Sanderson, subscribe to my channel. I would love to see you there. Thanks for tuning in. Have an awesome evening and a great weekend. Bye.